again, everybody. Dave Brown here at ringside along with Corey Macklin. We are ready to go with another day of USWA Championship Wrestling.
Oh, we're ready for it, Dave. Opening bout. We'll see Brian Christopher here in the opening bout. Then Richard Lee will have those crazy Moondogs out here today. And the Power Twins, Dave and Larry, impressive team. We'll see them here today. Cat Garrett in the single bout. Then Richard Lee will have Moondog Spot back out here for a single. And to the expiration of time, we got a six-man tag. Jerry the King Lawler, Jeff Jarrett, and Eric Embry on one side of the ring. On the other side, man of the 90s, Psycho and Intern. I'm sure Lauren Davenport will be in their corner. That's the expiration of time. Coming up here today.
I tell you what, it's a great one coming up. Also, we got something very, very special. More about that when we return in just a moment. When we got Brian Christopher. Brian, of course, never lacks confidence. I'll guarantee you that. Ken Raper will be his opponent, a young man who has wrestled quite a bit around the USWA and around the country, and they should be coming. There's Ken Raper coming in right now. And across the way, I see Brian Christopher headed to the ring. Both belts.
Both of them.
One around his waist, one in his hand. One's the Texas belt. The other is, of course, the Southern heavyweight belt. And, yeah, there, I see him. We're talking about the belts. Talking about the belts, Brian, no doubt about it. Up in the ring, Ken Raper waiting for him. Brian trying to solicit some support over from the crowd. He's not getting too much support, no doubt about that. He's that loud mouth of his doesn't stand him too well with the crowd or a lot of other folks either.
He's got it.
He's in the ring, and T.D. Steele is going to be refereeing this one for us here today. There's the inspection. And the second of the two belts held by Brian Christopher, handed out under the ring apron. Watch and learn, he says. T.D. calls for the bell. And here we go. Brian Christopher against Ken Raper.
We're underway. Our opening bout of the day on USWA Championship Wrestling. I don't know what Christopher's saying over there, but he's running that mouth as usual.
Well, he was telling the crowd just to be quiet. The crowd wasn't all that noisy to begin with. Let me tell you, when Brian Christopher's out there, I think they look at him as they can hardly believe what they're seeing when they're hearing him talking. You know, we got something coming up here in just a few minutes. I promised you at the beginning of the broadcast that we would be talking a little bit more about it, and we are going to have, only for the second time that I can recall in the history of wrestling, a unification match coming up. And the signing for that unification match, Corey, is going to be right here. We're going to have it live in just a few minutes. Is that right? On USWA Wrestling. Once before it happened with Lawler and Kerry Von Erich, a big match occurred in Chicago, which unified the world-class CWA and AWA belts. Well, this time, the global champion has agreed to the unification match. So it's going to be the USWA belt and the global world title. And the signing is going to occur right here in just a few minutes.
Oh, well, hey, I tell you, we're glad to be a part of it here, too. I tell you, it's history in the USWA and in the wrestling world. I was out on last week, didn't know about it, but, hey, glad to know that.
You know, a lot of times you have hair versus hair matches, loser leaves down matches. Those are special matches, but there have been a bunch of them. Not so this time. Unification matches, as we said, only the second time that I know of, the only second time that I can recall. So you've got something really big, and the signing we will have right here at this very desk coming up in just a few minutes, and then the action will occur this week. I got the global belt and the USWA belt. Whoever, you'll go in with two champions in the match, and then whoever walks out of there will be
just one
champion.
Great. Great. I heard you talk about it. I mentioned it earlier. I wonder what the big announcement was in there. We're glad to know about that. Look forward to the big unification signing here today, Dave.
Coming up very shortly.
Christopher, he's going to work on Ken Raper as we talk about the big unification signing coming up here today on Wrestling. And Christopher catches him. What a big foot, and sends Ken Raper down to the mat. Going to work on him, too. Doesn't give him much breathing room at all. Well, screaming and yelling at referee T.D. Steele, telling the referee he doesn't tell him what to do. Christopher bangs Ken Raper up against the ropes, whips him out, and comes off with an elbow. Christopher sends him down to the mat. Going to work on Ken Raper just a little bit into the bout now. It is our opener on USWA Wrestling. A full day of action here today. We've got it for you. Certainly don't want to go anywhere. Stay tuned to a big day of championship wrestling. Christopher, he can wrestle. Think about it, dude. This guy, he can wrestle, but he's so cocky with it. Boy.
Celebrating a little early there, too, maybe. You never know. A guy like Ken Raper, a similar situation. We have seen people come back and win matches from favorites in that sort of thing.
That's right.
So Christopher better be careful. Oh, look at that. He picked him up on the head.
They just Ken Raper up by his head there. Oh, that big snap.
Yeah, neck breaker. Dropped him down. Ken Raper's got to be feeling that one as Christopher goes over to the ropes, climbs the ropes. Look out. He's on the top one.
He's up there. Brian Christopher comes down on Ken Raper. Got a pin. 2, 3.
That's it. Brian Christopher gets the pin on Ken Raper. Has himself a victory here today. Don't forget now that big signing coming up. We got the unification match coming up. The signing live will be coming up just a few minutes right here on USWA Wrestling. As you look at us celebrating Brian Christopher, let's take a break. We'll be back in just a moment. Well, this past week, there was a match involving Eddie Gilbert and Dr. Tom Pritchard. Tom had come out here, and Eddie Gilbert had said, I'm not leaving, I want a match and all that sort of thing. Well, Tom Pritchard set up the situation where Eddie could have the match that he was looking for. It seems like since Guy Coffey has become the interim manager of the USWA, his feet have been in the fire, seems to be having trouble with Eddie Marlin in any way around the USWA. Yeah. Take a look at some of these highlights right here.
Mr. Coffey here. I see Guy on his way out here. Eddie Marlin is trying to tell him what's going on. Here comes Guy. Let's see what Mr. Coffey has to say.
Eddie Marlin, you don't have any business out here, so get back in the back where you belong. You go back. Paul, Eddie doesn't have anything to do with this. I'm promoting now. The match stands as you raised Eddie Gilbert's hand. He won the match.
Well, there you heard the decision. Not a very popular one, I must say, but Dr. Tom Pritchard lost the match and was raised of Eddie Gilbert. Here's Tom right here. Tom, we've just watched the videotape. I know you've seen it over and over again, but you know what happened?
Dave, I was in the back watching the videotape, and it seems to me I've had mixed reviews my entire career, man. I've been wanted dead or alive more times than Eddie Gilbert wants to count. But the fact of the matter is, when you come out, you can either stand back and you can let something happen, or if you believe in something really deep down in your heart, you can come right out here and you can say and stand for what you believe in, man. And that's exactly what I did when I came out here and I told Eddie Gilbert, I said, you come in here as the global heavyweight champion. You come in here talking like you're the #1 man already here in the USWA. And I said, if you can beat me, I'll shut up and you go ahead and take your shot, man. Yeah. Well, sometimes you can become a scapegoat or you can become a big hero. And right now, I got to tell you, I feel more like a goat than I do a hero, man. But I called Guy Coffey after that match, and I asked him, I said, all I'm asking you for is one more shot. All I want to do is prove to everybody and you, Eddie Gilbert, that I can beat you. And Guy Coffey told me, he said, Tom, the fact of the matter is the referee counted your shoulders down, and you don't deserve another shot. The fact of the matter is the Southern Heavyweight Champion deserves a shot. And I told him, please, if you would get back with me, let me know what your decision is, man. And he said, okay, I'll tell you what. if you're man enough, show me what you got, Tom. Show me if you're man enough to put your entire career on the line against the Southern heavyweight champion, Brian Christopher. And Monday night, Brian Christopher, I'm going to put my career on the line against the Southern Heavyweight Championship. It's a loser leave town, Brian Christopher, and I'll tell you this. I've been away from Texas for 3 years, and right here is my home. This is what I call home right now. And in the USWA, the Southern Heavyweight Champion holds a lot of weight. And the Southern Heavyweight Champion is next in line for the USWA Unification Championship. So, Brian Christopher, I'm going to take care of you. And when it comes to Eddie Gilbert, I'll tell you this, son. If you hold on to your titles like you hold on to your women, I can promise you, you won't have that belt very much longer. Now, when it comes Monday night, and I become the Southern Heavyweight Champion, I'm going to come back after you, Eddie Gilbert. And you're going to know what it's like to be a wanted man, dead or alive. Like I said, I've had mixed reviews all my life, but when it comes to Eddie Gilbert, I don't have any mixed feelings. I got one feeling, and that's to beat you, pal.
Dr. Tom Pritchard telling it the way he sees it here, going against Brian Christopher. The loser leave town stipulation is there. More about that a little bit later on. I want to change directions a little bit right now, because also last week, the Moondogs were involved in not one, but 2 matches. Take a look.
Embry right into the ring now. Embry staggering. Trying to come back. Pulls his strap down, and here comes Eric Embry. Now it's Richard Lee. Hey, watching Eric. Here comes these crazy Moondogs in there. Referee calls for the bell. 8 minutes and 9 seconds. Well, that's going to be it. Eddie Mullins got that big pole, gives it to Lord. He catches Moondog Spike with the thing and working him over with it. Lord, okay. Jared still working him over. Action continues. Jeff rolls out of the ring, and now it's Richard Lee. Eddie Marlin goes after Lee. Jeff picks up the chair. And now it's Cujo with it. Slams him up against the turnbuckle. Lawler outside working on Moondog Spike outside of the ring. Lawler still going after Spike. Nails him with a right hand. Jeff's got Cujo busted open. You talk about action. It's been system to get another bout. Jared's got that metal chair that the Moondogs have. Working Moondog Spike over with it. Slams it with the tip. You see Lee trip him over there. Eddie Marlin, meanwhile, outside of the ring, working Moondog Spike over. Lawler picks up the metal chair. Slams Cujo with the thing. There's action all over the Mid-South Coliseum, I tell you. It's here tonight, USWA Wrestling. Lawler, nails Cujo. Richard Lee's in the ring. They pile drive Jerry, and they got Jeff now. Still working Jeff over. They got Jeff, and they pile drive Jeff now. Still working on Jerry. Here comes up Eric Embry. Comes in and working the Moondogs over. Picks up the chair, and they head out of here. The USWA Wrestling Academy. If it's your dream to join the top stars in professional wrestling, if it's your ambition to climb into the squared circle, if all you've been waiting for is a chance to learn pro wrestling, now the USWA Wrestling Academy is underway. Fitness Trainers Gym in Goodlettsville, Tennessee. Personal instruction in bodybuilding, weight control, health, nutrition, and personality projection. Learn to be a professional wrestler taught by the top stars in the USWA. Send us a address stamped envelope to USWA Wrestling Academy, P.O. Box 1783, Hendersonville, Tennessee 37077. Learn with the best, the USWA.
The Moondogs and Richard Lee hit the ring, and the referee, Kevin Christian, going to have to try to keep order there. It's not going to be easy. Out of the ring, on the floor already, Chris Frazier. Richard Lee with that chair. Oh, look out. Nailed him in the head with it. The Moondog picking him up. He's looking this way. Watch it. Throws Chris Frazier over the desk. Frazier down on the floor. Meanwhile, in the ring, the other Moondog with a folding metal chair, beating Don Kelly.
Yeah, there's Spike. There's the other Moondog out on the floor here. Throws Frazier on top of our desk, Dave, and going to work on Frazier.
There's Don Kelly with the other Moondog in the ring. Neither one of these young guys have much hope here.
A little early breakfast, you know what I mean, Dave Brown? But doggone, we'll have a Saturday brunch.
As Richard Lee, the Moondogs manager, holding the folding metal chair in his hand right now as they continue to work. There's never really any match there. The bell sounds as the Moondogs step into the ring. They grab these two young guys, threw Chris Frazier out on the floor, threw him into the desk. They just been running wild from the time they walked in here, and Richard Lee is celebrating the whole thing.
Yeah, now they've got Chris Frazier in the ring, and boy, they come off with that big move on Frazier. Look at Lee over there choking Don Kelly with that chair.
Yeah, he's got that chair right in his throat. Here comes the other Moondog. There was a count out.
They got
I don't know where the bell is. It's under there somewhere. I can't get to it to ring it. Yeah, here it is.
Boy, they've just destroyed the area here. These Moondogs, get them out of here, Richard. Now, that's enough. They won the bout, take the guys out of here.
One of the Moondogs grabs the chair, goes looking for Chris Frazier again. This match is over. The Moondogs have got the victory. Oh, goodness gracious. Still beating up Chris Frazier.
Come on, Richard, get
Well,
them
as
out of here,
usual,
man.
we're going to have some help getting them out of here, I think. Goodness. Smacked him across the back.
Richard, this kind of stuff. Boy, I tell
Richard Lee egging him on, telling him to go on, hit him. Here's Don Kelly being thrown into the desk by the other one.
Watch it over there.
Mayhem continues.
Richard, this kind of stuff, boy, I tell you. The bout's over with. Get these guys out of here. Hey, come on now.
Don Kelly slammed into the table once again as the Moondogs continue to work on him over here. Richard Lee still blowing the whistle. They continue to work on these guys.
Yeah, they got Frazier on the desk there.
Oh, look out, they work Kelly in that chair.
Yeah.
One thing I see missing here today, Brett, I don't see anybody coming out to try and help these poor suckers.
I tell you what, one other thing you're going to see missing pretty soon is us, because we're going to take a break and get some help out here to get this stopped.
Yeah, let's do that.
Hey, in the ring right now, you got Keith Eric and Trey Keller. Referee T.D. Steele just finished with the inspections there, and I heard Keith Eric tell him, hey, we don't need any chains. You don't have to worry about inspecting us. Tell you what, he may have to reconsider that, because this powerful group coming in here, the Power Twins, their names are David and Larry. It's tough to tell who's who, which is which when they're in the ring. But since they have been in the USWA, they have quite a victory string going for them. And this looks to be a team that can really do some damage to a team, say, like the Moondogs.
They're tough.
Yes, indeed. They're their opponents right there, Keith Eric and Trey Keller.
I'll tell you what, Dave, you put the pound and put the weights of these two Power Twins, it's a little over 600 pounds, I think.
Yes, indeed. One of them steps out of the ring. I can't tell you which one. I'm sorry. As I said, I can't tell them apart when they get in the ring. They are identical twins. T.D. Steele's the referee. Keith Eric starting for his team, and here's Corey Macklin.
We're underway. Thank you, Dave. Power Twin, and I don't know if that's Dave or Larry, but whichever one it is, he slams Keith Eric right into the ropes here, and Keith Eric is set and ready to go with the big Power Twins. These guys coming in, wrestling out of New York City. Rolls the Power Twin on. Roll him into the rope, and the other one came from behind and nailed Keith Eric. What a big forearm, and send Keith down. Takes Keith Eric, whips him to the other side of the ring in the turnbuckle, and follows with the Big elbow right in the corner there. Kind of working Eric over today.
Hey, don't forget, coming up in just a few minutes, we have something which, up until now, has been unique. This will only be the second time that we know of that there has been a unification. Certainly, the second time there's been a unification of major wrestling belts, and the signing for that match coming up right here in just a few minutes. Stay with us.
That's great, and like we said earlier, Dave, that is history. To be a part of this sort of thing, to be able to look on and see it, and not only that, but to be at the event for a historical event of two major alliances forming together for the unification title. That is certainly history. Trey Keller in the ring, and the big power twin just caught him with an elbow there, and he's going to work on Keller.
Trey Keller, fine-looking young wrestler, good size on him, but he doesn't look that big, especially when you put him up here again. These two power twins.
Oh, indeed. Did you see that backdrop they got Trey Keller in there?
These guys are tough. They can wrestle, too.
They whipped him way up in the air there. Keller came flat down on his back, and they're working on that back now, Trey Keller. Both of them in the ring now. Dave and Larry, the power twins, whip Keller to the rope. Double shoulder block on these two guys. There's over 600 pounds of shoulder coming towards you there. Oh, these guys are big. They're rough and tough, too. We said it from the first day they were here on USWA Wrestling, and they have not slacked up. Not at all. They get a pin cover, 2, 3. Unlike some people we know, they will get a pin cover in there, and Dave and Larry get to 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, they take care of business. They had the chance. They went for the pin. They got the count of 3, and they're going to walk out of here with a victory in hand. Dave and Larry, the power twins, on their way out. Maybe we can get them to stop by and talk to them here. Gentlemen, another impressive victory for you today in the USWA.
Thank you. We know it was impressive. Now, when we first came down here, we heard some things about this Jerry Lawler and this Jeff Jarrett, that they were the champs. So we figured they brought us in here to wrestle these guys because we came here to wrestle for the belts. Now we know that the Moondogs have the belts. Now, it doesn't matter to me and my brother who we wrestled, just as long as they're wrestling for the belt. Hey, we've been all around the world. We've wrestled main event in Europe, Africa, Mexico, all the top guys. And when we come down here, what do we get? We get slobbed. And we came down here with some competition, and we want to see either Jarrett Lawler or we want to see those Moondogs. No messing about those Moondogs. I'm going to tell you one thing, Moondogs. You bring a chair, we're going to bring a tire iron. You bring a board, we're going to bring a baseball bat. So if you plan on bringing any weapons, just remember, man, we're from the streets of New York. We know how to use all the weapons.
Wait a minute, Richard Lee. We don't need any trouble. These guys have the opportunity to say what they want to say here.
Dave Brown, I'm going to give them an opportunity to say what they want to say, okay? Now, let me tell you guys something, all right? I happen to be the manager of the world champions, okay? You guys, there's no doubt about it, are very impressive-looking guys. I've watched your matches night after night after night. You guys are very impressive wrestlers. You've got the moves. You've got what it takes to be a world champion, but you're lacking one thing, all right? You need the proper guidance to get you guys to where you want to be, and I can do that. I can give you guys that extra boost that it's going to take you to become world champions. That way, what we can do, guys, now listen to me, come here. What we can do is we can take and run the slobs like Jerry Lawler and Jeff Jarrett, Eric Embry. We can all join forces here, my dogs and you guys will join forces, and we'll run these slobs out of here, and we will control the USWA. Now, does that sound great or does that sound great? Huh? What do you say, guys, huh?
Well, I'll tell you what, Rich. We'll think about it. Not! And let me tell you something.
Hey,
We don't need any proper guidance. We can manage ourselves.
look, I didn't come
We
out
don't need your help. You guys have your Moondogs. And the reason you're out here is because you're afraid the Power Twins could beat the Moondogs. You're worried about that belt changing hands to us.
No. You got it all wrong.
No, I don't have it wrong.
You got it
what
wrong.
do you say? Let me tell you something, Dick.
I'm telling you, you got it wrong.
Why'd you bring those moondogs out now? You think they're so bad? You're right.
We don't
You think they're so bad? Why'd you just bring them out right
We don't
now?
want to do that. That's not what
Bring
I
them out
do.
right now. Come on, bring them out. Get out of here.
Richard Lee. Oh, my goodness.
Let me tell you guys something right now, all right? You don't push Richard Lee around. You don't challenge my moondog. You came out here and you're running your mouth saying, hey, you want the belt. Let me tell you what you're going to get. You're going to get the beating of your life for doing what you did to me. Don't ever put your hands on me.
Hey, listen, Dick. Listen. Wait a Dick. Bring him out here now. We're waiting for him. Bring him out. Bring him out now.
The Power Twins calling for the Moondogs. Richard Lee back that way. If he's smart, he won't bring him out here. That's I tell you what, guys, you're going to have your chance. The Moondogs have the belt. You're going to have a shot at it, and we'll just see.
Like I said, we came down here for competition. We want to see the best. I don't care who's got the belt. It's going to change hands. We're going to wear it.
The Power Twins, David and Larry. We'll be back after this. What a day so far. And hey, don't forget the big signing coming up here in just a few minutes on that special unification match. Let's talk about the complete card coming up Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum. 7:30 is when it all begins there. Opening match of the night. You got Cat Garrett and Larry Arch going against Psycho and the Intern. That is just the opening tag team action of the night. Following that, a revenge match. Yeah, you know about the revenge. If you followed this thing at all, with Moondog Spot threw something in Eric Embry's eyes. He was out of action for weeks. He's back. And the revenge match Monday night at the Coliseum as Eric Embry goes against Moondog Spot. Then, you got a single match here. How about this one?
Yeah.
Man of the 90s with Lauren Davenport going against Jeff Jarrett in a single match coming up.
That's a good single bout.
Indeed it is. Should be a good one to see. Then you got the Southern title on the line, and this one, Brian Christopher will be going against Dr. Tom Pritchard. Tom already mentioned a little bit earlier, went to the promoter, and he said, look, I think I deserve a shot. The promoter says, nope, don't think you do. You had your shoulders pinned. And in order to get the match, the stipulation is it is loser leave town. Leaving the USWA, whoever loses this match, the champion, Brian Christopher, the challenge, Tom Pritchard. USWA tag titles will be on the line, too. The Power Twins have rejected Richard Lee and rejected his help. The Power Twins will be going against the Moondogs. Richard Lee will be in the corner. The Power Twins embarrassed Richard Lee out here a few minutes ago, shoved him down on the floor. And Richard Lee, upset about it, said, we're going to come looking for you for that. Power Twins against the Moondogs. But if you've seen them as much as we have, I think you'll agree the Power Twins are the team that just may be able to dominate those Moondogs at the Mid-South Coliseum. USWA title against the global title. The official signing coming up just minutes from now, right here live on TV. Hot stuff, Eddie Gilbert, the global champion. Some people like him, some people don't. Yeah. But he will be going against the USWA champion, the King, Jerry Lawler.
I tell you, that is history, and by golly, I'm going to make my plans to be right there at ringside to be a part of that. Now, Eddie Gilbert, you need to come in, some like him and some don't. I do not like this guy. He's got a horrible attitude, but he's tough.
Two champions step into the ring. When it's all over, there will be but one unified champion. And then, coming up after that, that's it right there. I beg your pardon. We've got all of that action coming up. 7:30 again is when it all begins. Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum. Make your plans to be right there at ringside. We will be back here very shortly, and when we come back, we will have the signing for that historic unification match. Stay with us. Well, all the participants have arrived right here. The USWA champion, the King, Jerry Lawler, has just arrived. And right here, the global champion, Eddie Gilbert, seated at the table. And in between, the interim manager of the USWA, Mr. Guy Coffey. And Guy, you have the contract right there?
I have a contract for him here. Get Eddie Gilbert to sign it first, and we'll get Jerry to sign it.
All right, Eddie Gilbert will be signing for the global title, unifying the titles. Again, it's only the second time that major wrestling titles have been unified. First time it occurred, this signing occurred in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It was Jerry Lawler, the CWA and AWA champion at the time, and Kerry Von Erich, world-class champion. And here's the King signing for the USWA belt. That last match took place in Chicago, Illinois, and Jerry Lawler came out the unified champion, and now the belt unified even further as the global title and the USWA title will be put together. Guy Coffey now signing as promoter of the match. Everybody's signature right here on the contract, and I believe we've got it done. Is it a done deal right there now, Guy? Okay, very good. Mr. Coffey says it is official, and I'd like to use this opportunity for the moment, I guess, to see if anybody has any comment to make. Yeah, Jerry?
I got a couple of words I'd like to say. Yeah, Corey. As you said, you know, this could well be history in the making. The first time that this ever took place was, like you said, in 1988, Chicago, Illinois. After I won the AWA World Heavyweight Championship, I challenged all the other so-called champions, the so-called World Heavyweight Champions, to a title match to see who was truly the one and only true champion. And, well, I started to say much to my surprise, but it really wasn't a big surprise. I didn't get any answer from the Hulk Hogans or the Ric Flairs, because that's when we found out that they were only company champions, that if you didn't work for the organization and wrestle for the organization that they represented, then you couldn't wrestle them. So they shouldn't even call themselves world champions. They should just say they're company champions. But Kerry Von Erich and the world-class organization were man enough to put their title on the line. And you got to realize, it takes a lot of guts. It takes a lot to risk your championship, your claim to a world championship, put it on the line because, I mean, somebody's going to win, somebody's going to lose, and one organization is going to come out with egg on its face, quite simply. And what happened? World Class sent their champion to Chicago. I went in the ring with Kerry Von Erich, and as you know, I came out with the Unified World Heavyweight Championship. And now, Eddie Gilbert has gone down to Global, the Global organization, which was a fairly new federation, but it gained worldwide prominence. They were on television on ESPN every single day, broadcast all over the world. Eddie Gilbert wins this Global Heavyweight Championship, and now he has come up here, and he's going to put the title on the line. The Global people are going to put the title on the line. They're going to risk their championship. And I just got this to say about it. I've got a lot of admiration for the people at Global to have the guts and the intestinal fortitude to risk that, because it is a big risk. I've got a lot of admiration for the people with the USWA and for myself for putting this title on the line. But I want to say this to you, Eddie Gilbert. This is just a culmination of a long, long, long history of you trying to fill my shoes. And I just want to tell you, now, don't get that puzzled look on your face and don't get that look of surprise on your face, because you know exactly what I'm talking about, Eddie Gilbert. You know that from day one, you have watched my career, you have watched me wrestle, you have idolized me, Eddie Gilbert, and you have somehow got it into your mind that you're not going to just be like me. If you just wanted to be like me, that's like the commercials, let's be like Mike, that's fine, because that is a sincere form of flattery when somebody wants to try to imitate you or be like you. And there have been other wrestlers. Harley Race, who was one of the greatest of all time, he wanted to call himself the king. He wanted to be like me. Randy Savage, he wanted to call himself a king. He wanted to be like me. Hey, I consider that flattery. But you, Eddie Gilbert, you want to be me. You don't want to be like me. You want to be me. You want to get yourself my crown, not a crown. You want to get my crown. You want to get yourself some tights like me, not just any tights. You want my tights. You want my boots. You want my spot. You want my belt, because you, for some reason, in that sick mind of yours, Eddie Gilbert, you want to be me, don't you? Why don't you just face it? And I have had it right up to here with that, and this is going to once and for all end all of that, because I am going to show you, Eddie Gilbert, that on your best day, and if you live to be 110 years old, you will never be me, and you will never fill my shoes, and you will never wear my belt, and you will never wear my crown. And that, Eddie Gilbert, is all I got to say, and I'll prove it to you this week.
Eddie, you have any comments?
Yeah, I think.
Hey, come on, Eddie. Hey, come on, Eddie.
Come on, Eddie. You got a match.
Come on, Eddie. Hey.
Match coming up.
Come on, Eddie.
Come on, no. Come on. Let's get some help out here.
Come on, Eddie.
Come on, TD. Kevin.
Come on, Eddie. Hey.
Wait,
Come on now.
Take a break. Go to break. Inspected right now by referee Kevin Christian. Over on the other side, you got the Shadow. And we got a 1-fall, 15-minute time limit match set to go. The referee calls for the bell. And, Corey, this should be a pretty good one here.
Should be, Dave. We're underway. Cat Garrett takes the Shadow down. Nice arm drag on the Shadow there. Took him down. Good movement there by Cat Garrett. Boy, I tell you that Eddie Gilbert is something else. That's a guy. That's a typical Eddie Gilbert on you. Garrett twisting that arm of the Shadow in here now. Takes him down with a good move at him. Cat Garrett coming in out of Gallatin, Tennessee. In the USWA, been here a short time and looks real good. Reversal here on Cat by the Shadow. Cat leaps over on a sunset flip. Oh,
I thought he had it.
I did too. Thought he had a 3 on there. It was real close. About 2 3/4 there. Real close, 3 count. Cat whips him into the ropes. Heads him with an elbow and sends him down. Cat Garrett. There's an arm of the Shadow. Boy, he caught him that time with a big lick on that arm. Clips him down, and the Shadow's on the mat.
That was a good move by Cat. He took the Shadow's feet out from under him, put him down on the mat. He doesn't go for a cover at this point. Still early in the match, trying to, for lack of a better word, soften his opponent up. Make it a little more difficult for him to resist when Cat does decide to go for the count of 3.
Yeah, referee Kevin Christian was checking with the Shadow. The Shadow said, yeah, he pulled my mask on that. He pulled my mask. No way. It's a good, clean move by Cat Garrett. Working the arm over still of the Shadow. He's got the arm twisted. Shadow wrestles with all of that black on him, those black gloves and all. And he's going to work on Cat Garrett, nailing him. A couple of big right hands, whips him over to the other side of the ring, and a turnbuckle goes in and catches a foot from Cat Garrett. Good move.
Nice move by Cat Garrett. He just set himself and let the Shadow commit, and then he hopped into that foot. Boy, he just about turned him 180 degrees, or 360. He did turn him about 90 degrees.
What about a clothesline there from Cat? That was Oh, many suplex on the Shadow. He hit the mat hard, too. Pin cover. Cat's got him, too. Only 2 count out of it. Again, Cat Garrett really looks impressive today on USWA Wrestling. Picks the Shadow up and just slams him to the mat. Pin cover. He got it that time. 1, 2, 3. Cat Garrett gets the win.
I thought he had him there for the second time. I think Cat thought he had him pinned, too, but that time he made no mistake about it. There was no way the Shadow was going to get up. Count of 3 falls, and Cat Garrett has himself a very nice victory. If you would like to have the USWA in your town for a fundraiser for your group or organization, here's how.
Now you can have the stars of the USWA in your hometown. It's America's #1 fundraiser, USWA Wrestling. The stars, the action, the excitement, USWA Wrestling. For more information on how you can raise money for your organization, write the USWA, Post Office Box 1783, Hendersonville, Tennessee, 37077, or call 615-824-8523. USWA Wrestling, America's #1 fundraiser.
In the ring right now, Larry Arch and referee T.D. Steele. Headed this way, you see the name, Moondog Spot. I hear the whistle. Richard Lee bringing him in here. Points to the ring, and there's Richard Lee back.
I tell you something, Dave Brown, it's a sad state of affairs when people have to come out here and start pushing people around that aren't even wrestlers. People are signing their own death warrants around here because I'm fixing to
look at it!
That's Eric Embry with a board. Nails Moondog Spot.
Embry came in with a...
He had a garbage can.
Yeah.
Everything.
He's going to work on Moondog Moondog spot. I tell you, Embry stayed Larry Archer in there. Oh, here comes these Moondogs. Archer there. All three of them in there. Here comes Hasbro for Embry. Lawler, Jarrett, come out. Oh, Lawler nails Richard Lee. Sends him out on the floor. Jerry climbs in the ring. Embry's going to work on the Moondog. Boy, you talk about action all over the studio. Lawler, Jarrett, and Embry going to work on Richard Lee's Moondogs. And
Lawler, Jarrett, and Eric Embry have just cleaned the Moondogs out of the ring, and Richard Lee, I think he's telling them to head out of here. He's sending them out. He's not sending them back into the ring. Embry throws what's left of one of those boards at Richard Lee as he takes the Moondogs out of here. They got him on the run. Richard Lee and the Moondogs have left. Here's Eric Embry.
They want the Moondogs, don't they? What damn it, I want them to. I want them to.
Embry. Here comes Jerry, yeah.
Let me just say this. I got a good little idea now. Come here, Eddie. Come here, Eric. Come here. Come here, Jeff. Where's... I was gonna ask Eddie, but we need you here too, Eddie. What I want to do is get Guy Coffey out here for 1 second. Now, we just had the signing of that one match. Let me get him out here for 1 more second.
Guy, if you're in the back, come on out.
Mr. Coffey. Guy Coffey. Come here.
Here he comes.
Let's look. Let's do this, Mr. Coffey. Let's put an end to this thing once and for all. Now, every week, every single week, the same thing is taking place out here on television. These jerks, the Moondogs, are coming out here. They're beating people's brains out. They're going down to the arenas. They're doing the same thing. Richard Lee is running around laughing all over the country how he rules the USWA with his Moondogs. And we simply are sick and tired of it. Are you people sick and tired of it? Hey, everywhere we go.
Don't need him out here. He don't have anything to do with this. Get back out here, Eddie. You don't have anything to do with this.
I know. He's got something to do with what I'm going to ask you about now. I'm not asking him about a match. I'm going to ask you about a match. But everywhere we go, all of these people and all of these people we run into day in and day out say one thing. When are you going to get rid of the Moondogs and Richard Lee? And I am sick and tired of standing there and saying, I'm working on it. We're working on it. I'm sick of saying that because, you see, I know that given the proper opportunity, I know I can get the job done, and I think Jeff can get the job done. I think this man right here can get the job done, and I think this man right here can take care of Richard Lee. So we're asking for one thing. We're asking for one big match, one big final brawl to put them all in there. Let Eddie be out there with Richard Lee, take care of Richard Lee, Eric Embry, Jeff Jarrett, and you're looking at the king right here. Put all three of those Moondogs in there one time for us, Mr. Cobb. That's all I'm asking for. One last time. I won't ever ask you for another thing.
One time and one time.
There shouldn't be any question in your mind, man. What about my eyes? They tried to take my sight away from me. I'll give you one time, so will these. Don't worry about Eddie Marlin, man. What about my eyes? What about what they did to me?
All right, just calm it down. Calm down. I'm asking one time. We will not come out here and ask you for anything else. You signed a match, Eric Embry, Jeff Jarrett, and me, with Eddie Marlin as our manager against the three Moondogs and their manager, Richard Lee. Will you do that for me as a personal favor? That's the only time I'll ask you.
Okay, one time and one time only. Okay, sign it.
All right.
Said sign it. You got the match. 6-man match.
As I said, Moondogs, and you too, Richard Lee, this is what it's all about. I'm sick and tired. Jeff is sick and tired, and so is Eric Embry, and I know Eddie Marlin is, of people coming up to us and begging us and asking us, when will it get done? When will we see the last of the stinking Moondogs? Because believe me, everybody, and I'm talking for everybody out here, is sick and tired of looking at you. And we're sick and tired of having to get in the ring with you, and this is going to be it. Somebody's going and somebody's staying, and I don't plan to be going anywhere. Do you understand that? Exactly right. You know, Moondog,
I've come out here week after week just like Jerry, and he's just about said it all. Because it started up in Kennett, Missouri, but we're going to end it once and for all. Yeah, Jerry said it all, but I can promise you one thing, Richard Lee and the Moondogs. If we don't walk out of that ring after this match is over, if we don't walk out of that ring winners, oh, yeah, you'll never see my face around here, Richard Lee. Tell him, Eric.
You understand what's happened, Dave Brown? Do you understand what you did, dogs? Do you understand, man? Week after week after week, laying in the hospital and laying in the bed at home, not knowing if I'd ever be able to see again. Do you understand? Well, I learned one damn blame good lesson about it. You know what, Dave Brown? I got more cards and letters from the Mid-South than I did the state of Texas. You know, you said it once, and now I believe it, Lawler. Texas is a mighty big place, but it ain't the whole world, man. The Mid-South is just as important to me as Texas. Now, Moondogs and Richard Lee, everybody's saying, when's it gonna be over? It'll be over when you were in the same situation I was in, man. Every dead blame one of you. Every one of you where you can't see. I can't.
Match has been signed. Six-man match coming up this week. We'll be back right after this. Special guest here.
Yeah, I've got a very special friend. I just want to say I am so excited now about Monday night because now I've got Eddie Gilbert. Now we've got the Moondogs where we want him. This is my buddy Ronnie Enochs from up here in Dyersburg, Tennessee. How about a big hand for Ronnie? Right. Now, a lot of people, especially around the Dyersburg area, know Ronnie Enochs because Ronnie was probably one of the most promising high school athletes anywhere in the state of Tennessee. That's right. He was a star quarterback for Dyersburg, and he was playing in a football game up there last September, and he was injured. His neck was broken, and as you can see the condition that he's in, but he is a fighter just like I am, and Ronnie is going to be back, and you're going to be up and around. I promise you that eventually. But what we're going to do, we're going to be up in Dyersburg tomorrow afternoon at 1:30. Lawler's Kings of Memphis, my softball team. That's right, we got a story about it right here on the front page of the State Gazette, Dyersburg newspaper. And we're going to be up there tomorrow at 1:30 at Slayton Moore Field, and we're going to have a big benefit doubleheader softball game up there for Ronnie. And we want to invite everybody in the entire area to come on out, and you're going to see a big doubleheader. They've got a team that Ricky Hayes has put together up there called the Kings of Dyersburg. We're going to see how tough they are. But we want to invite everybody to come on out and see me and see Ronnie up there. Starts at 1:30, big doubleheader. And as I said, the first 200 people that show up there at the game are going to get free tickets to Monday Night Wrestling. You get to come right down to Memphis and see me beat Eddie Gilbert's brains out and the Moondogs' brains out. Ronnie, you're going to be there too, right, aren't you, Ronnie? Thank you, buddy. Tell them real quick where they can get the tickets. That's for tomorrow.
Tickets are on sale today at Video Plus at 615 East Court Street in Dyersburg.
All right.
Okay.
We'll see you there tomorrow. I'm sorry to interrupt the out-of-town action. I want to tell everybody we got some big matches coming up all around the area. Jonesboro, Arkansas coming up, too. I wasn't over there last time, but I'm going to be back over there this coming Saturday when we're having wrestling over there in Jonesboro. Also, we got a big ball game coming up in Bay, Arkansas next Sunday, too. So.
All right, very good. That's tomorrow at 1:30 at Dyersburg, Tennessee for the softball game coming up. And right now, let's let Corey tell you about all of the out-of-town action coming up.
Okay, thank you, Dave. Let's do that. Jonesboro, Arkansas, as the King said, we'll be on next Saturday night in Jonesboro at the Old Bell Community Center. Mark it down. The King will be back in Jonesboro. Jeff Jarrett, Moondogs, Eric Embry, ladies match, all lined up for Jonesboro, Arkansas. Next Saturday, May 23rd, May 28th, Thursday night, Blytheville, Arkansas, at the National Guard Armory on Division Street. Jeff Jarrett, Moondogs, the Power Twins, Dave and Larry, they'll be there. Also, a ladies match and Eric Embry all lined up for Blytheville, Arkansas on Thursday, May 28th. Friday night, May 28th, Kossuth, Mississippi, 8 p.m. They're at the Kossuth High School. Jeff Jarrett, Bullwhip Hastings, Moondogs, Eric Embry, Keith Haynes, all in Kossuth, Mississippi. They're at the high school Friday, May 29th. Thursday night, June 4th, Championship Wrestling in Bolivar, Tennessee. They're at the Bolivar Central High School. All of the USWA top stars lined up for Bolivar, 8 o'clock there on June 4th. June 5th, Collierville, Tennessee, Collierville/Rossville, 8 p.m. there at the Rossville School. All of the USWA's top stars. June 11th, on the Thursday night, Championship Wrestling in Forest City, Arkansas. Coming soon Friday, June 12th, Championship Wrestling in Kennett, Missouri, back at the American Legion building. All of the USWA top stars there in Kennett. And Friday, June 19th, in Ripley, Tennessee. This time it'll be at the football field there at the high school. And tickets will be going on sale real soon. $1 off advance tickets for championship wrestling in Ripley. Also coming up next Sunday down in Holly Springs, Mississippi, big gospel program where the King, Jerry Lawler, and I'll be there on down at Russ College.
All right.
Yeah, we'll be out there. That's championship wrestling. That's action coming up around there.
Tell you what, it's going to be a busy couple of weeks coming up for the USWA beginning Monday night at the Coliseum. We'll be back here with more in just a moment. Davenport has her bunch in the ring right now. The man of the 90s, the intern, and that goofy Psycho. Here comes the referee, and the opponents are about to arrive. Here comes Eric Embry, Jeff Jarrett, the King, Jerry Lawler, and Eddie Marlin, who they've signed on to be the manager in their corner. Eddie, of course, suspended from administration in the USWA, but has been signed by the King, Jeff Jarrett, and Eric Embry to be over in the corner for this match. Jeff walking around the ring, greeting some of the fans. Referee for this one's going to be Kevin Christian. He's in there trying to explain, first of all, Lauren Davenport situation's going to be.
Talking and running her mouth as usual. There she is, Lauren Davenport. Always has the engine running. It reminds me a lot like Brian Christopher, I tell you.
You know, it's an excellent point. That's very true. She's down off the ring apron in the managing area where she should be. Eddie Marlin, her counterpart, so to speak, is across the way. I just heard Jerry Lawler. Yeah, he said she better stay out of the ring. Remember, if she gets in the ring, that she is fair game. Psycho over here trying to wave to...
What is he doing?
He needs, I don't know, I think he's looking for a friend and not finding any. He's still got that mask on. He's going to take that off before he goes into the ring.
He's looking at the camera there. He sees the TV.
He was waving. He was trying to wave at the monitor. He was seeing himself trying to wave at himself on television. All right. Are we ready to go here? Man of the 90s going to be starting against the King. I don't know what this discussion's all about. We're waiting for the bell, and here we go.
Referee calls for it away. It's got to be the King. Jerry Lawler tangling up with the man of the 90s. Man of the 90s. Got Lawler in a headlock there. King starts it off for his team, and man of the 90s starts it off for that Psycho and intern in there. Lawler.
Oh! Well, a manager has just figured into this match, but not exactly the way I thought it would be. Did I see what I thought I saw?
Yeah, well, Lawler threw man of the 90s into the ropes, and there's Eddie Marlin. He played a part in that.
You know, I don't think that's maybe so much a message to man of the 90s as it may be to anyone who might be watching. That you may have your manager who can get involved in the match, but keep in mind, if necessary, we do too.
Jeff was explaining to referee Kevin Christian how that man of the 90s tripped on the bottom of that canvas there. He said his foot got on. Kevin Christian in there, referee, and man of the 90s, and Lawler still in the ring and trying to get it underway here. Rectangle up now. Man of the 90s. That's Lawler's arm.
Yeah, he puts a twist on that left arm. Lawler holding the shoulder.
He kind of twisted that arm of the King and slugged him with a couple of right double up hands there. I don't know what he's doing. He's working on his wrist there. It looks like he's got him by his wrist. Yeah, he is. He's twisting that wrist. King nails it! Caught man of the 90s. Well, he got him right on the nose there.
Yeah, he doubled up the fist and did what he felt was necessary. He got out of the hole. Man of the 90s is over to yell at the crowd. And, again, it's easy to get yourself distracted like that. Psycho over now for... I thought it was going to be a pep talk for Man of the 90s, but I'm not sure Man of the 90s quite took it that way. Man of the 90s finding himself in trouble. The crowd's against him. He's not sure that Psycho is always on the same page or necessarily in the same decade as the rest of us.
Yeah. He's looking all around. I don't know what he's doing over here on the canvas. We'll get a shot of him in a minute, but I don't know what he's doing. He's on outside of the ring. Meanwhile, man of the 90s got Lawler, and the King nails him. Pulls him down there.
Lord Davenport starts screaming. He pulled his hair. Well, man of the 90s immediately picked up on the coaching from Lord Davenport and starts complaining to the referee, hey, he pulled my hair. Well, he didn't do it, of course.
And man of the 90s picked up on what was going on there. It's just a good move by Lawler. He just pulled man of the 90s down to the mat. Pulled him straight down there.
Man of the 90s again distracted by the crowd. Boy, when you're going against Jerry Lord, Jeff Jarrett, and Eric Embry,
I think you better pay attention to what's going
exactly
on.
Right. You better forget about that and take care of the business at hand.
Indeed, I know. That's exactly what I'll be looking for. What is he complaining about in there now? Oh, he's still trying to get the crowd to be quiet. Watch that Psycho in there. Man of the 90s, Max Lawler up against the turnbuckle. There's Jeff Jarrett. Counter to the man of the 90s, and Jeff, he's got man of the 90s in a headlock now, holding on to him.
Standing wrist lock. Jeff Jarrett hanging on with the pressure. Man of the 90s doing the same thing. Some hair pulling by Man of the 90s.
Yeah.
Well, I wondered how he was going to get out of that one because a man who's in the gym as much as Jeff Jarrett, he's there every day with the weights. And there was no doubt in my mind that he was going to win that little test of strength. So the man of the 90s took the shortcut with a hair pulling.
Man of the 90s rolls back in there. He certainly pulled his hair. Jeff Jarrett's standing there waiting on him, though. He is ready for him. Tangles up with him. Grabs him by the arm. Whoa. Got that arm twisted there. Jeff Jarrett. Watch him, Jeff. He pulled Jeff's hair in there. Pulled his hair again. He pulled Jeff by his hair and just yanked him down to the mat. He does it again over there. Oh, that man of the 90s won't ought to give Jeff standing room. Every time Jeff gets on his feet, he pulls him by his hair and yanks him back down. Working on the arm now, that left arm there, Jeff Jarrett. Oh, look at Lawler. He's over with the word for Lauren Davenport.
Lawler is telling Lauren Davenport, you better shut up over here because he knows who's been telling Man of the 90s to do all the hair pulling.
Yeah. Boy, we haven't.
Oh! Lawler said fight fire with fire. If he's pulling your hair, you pull his hair, and that's what Jeff has done.
Jeff got him there about 3 or 4 times. He pulled Man of the 90s by his hair and pulled him down to the mat. Jeff didn't turn the other cheek that time, not at all. Very quiet Eric Embry over on the other side, too. He's still upset, and he is
Embry
quiet.
Still very focused, I think, on Moondog's spot. Not that he is not paying attention to what's going on here today, but I think that is in the forefront of his mind. And he is just looking forward to the days ahead where maybe he gets a chance to even up with Spot, what Spot did to him a few weeks ago.
There's that Psycho. He's in there now. Jeff catches Psycho over the turnbuckle. Oh, he caught Psycho. Well, I think Psycho kind of thought about it when he came out of there and said, hey, let me back up here, and then he did.
Psycho explaining to the referee what happened.
Tell the referee Kevin Christian, hey, he's kicking me right in my bumper there. Psycho tangles up with Jarrett. Backs Jarrett up against the ropes. Whips him now to the other side. Jeff leaps over. Puts back hit. Catches him again.
Jerry just outsmarted him. He just leapt over him and turned around, and Psycho was still waiting. Here comes Eric Embry.
Yeah.
A very, very upset Eric Embry. Whoa.
Oh. Oh, Psycho pulled his head. Look at Embry. He's a madman here today. Going to work on Psycho in the middle of the ring. Came out and nailed man of the 90s and the intern. Watch out, this Psycho over here. Hey, get back in the ring over there. Get this guy out of here. Lauren, get this Psycho away from over here now. Get him in the ring. Hey, come on. Psycho grabbed my riding pin there. He's going toward the ring with it. Hey, come on now. Action's still in the ring. Embry's still waiting. Psycho grabs my pin and takes off with it.
He just stuck that pin in his pocket. That could be used as a weapon later on.
Oh.
Yeah, they got it away from him. Let me get it real quick here.
Oh, this Psycho is weird. I tell you, you talk about Psycho. This guy's every bit of this man. Well, sometimes you wonder, the child is born what their mother name him. I wonder if Psycho's mother named him that name, because it's certainly coming to be. Embry's going to work on him, though. Nails him with a series of right hands and slams him over in this corner there. Psycho's in a bad position now as Lawler snaps him over. Comes down a right hand on Psycho.
It's been a while, and let me tell you, Lawler in there against Psycho right now. Lauren Davenport screaming at Lawler from outside. Jerry momentarily headed in her direction and now goes back to work on Psycho.
Flips him over, and the king! Oh! Psycho got out of the way that time. Hey, he's not as literate as we think he is. He's got enough sense to move out of the way of that big right hand of Lawler's.
He sure did. Oh, look at this. Lauren Davenport from outside pulling hair, hitting Lawler. Jeff Jarrett grabs her by the hair and pulls her back. Man of the 90s and the intern headed this way. Jeff Jarrett, he just sort of brushed the intern aside and heads back for his corner.
Jeff came out and grabbed Lauren Davenport by her there. I think Lauren was a little surprised that she was trying to interfere in the bout there, and Jeff got her, grabbed her by her hair and pulled her out of the action. Psycho, meanwhile, is going to work on the king. Tags on the intern. The intern coming in out of parts unknown. He takes Lawler and whips him into the ropes. He comes off with a right hand. Tags Jeff Jarrett. Jeff takes the intern into the ropes now. Ooh, what a clothesline by Jarrett. Jarrett kind of rolls the intern over to their corner and tags on Eric Embry.
Eric Embry has been a wild man today. He goes after the intern, drops him down to the mat, and goes to work with a right hand on the face mask.
I don't know if that intern can see through that mask, but hey, Embry still yelling he wants the moondog. He wants revenge. Well, the intern barely can get on his feet. Embry nails him and sends him down. Flamboyant Eric Embry, a furious man here today on USWA Championship Wrestling, and he just DDT'd the intern. There's action all over the ring now. They got a 3 cover. Eric Embry gets the 1, 2, 3, and that's the end of that ball. Lawler, Jarrett, and Embry get the win. Eric Embry still yelling he's ready for the moondog, man. He's still got his mind focused on that bout, Dave.
Intern, Psycho, man of the 90s, and Lauren Davenport leave. There are your winners. Psycho's wandering around.
Yeah.
Watch it, Corey. Let's,
hey, come on,
I'll tell you what let's do. Let's go to a break. Get him out of here. We'll be back in a moment. Monday night, 7:30 is when it all begins. Psycho and the Intern will be going against Cat Garrett and Larry Arch in the opening match. Following that, it's going to be that revenge match. Eric Embry, is he looking for the Moondog or not? He'll get him Monday night. Jeff Jarrett will be going against the man of the 90s with Lauren Davenport in a single match. Southern title on the line. It's a title against the loser leaving town. If Tom Pritchard loses, he leaves town. If he wins, he gets the Southern title. Brian Christopher against Tom Pritchard in that one. USWA tag titles on the line. The Power Twins have said they don't care who has the belts. They are here to wrestle for the World Tag Championships, and they've got the chance. They'll be challenging the champion Moondogs and Richard Lee Monday night at the Coliseum. USWA title against the global title. As we said, only the second time that major titles have been unified. It'll happen Monday night at the Coliseum as the global champion Eddie Gilbert goes against the USWA champion Jerry Lawler. But then the main event of that, well, not the main event of the night, that's the main event of the night. The special added match of the night, though, it's going to be the Moondogs with Richard Lee, all three of the Moondogs, against Jerry Lawler, Jeff Jarrett, Eric Embry. Eddie Marlin will be over in the corner of Lawler, Jarrett, and Eric Embry, and, of course, Richard Lee will be with the Moondogs. It's all coming up Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum. We'll be looking for you next week. Until then, for Corey Macklin, I'm Dave Brown. So long, everybody.
The announcers on this program are selected and paid by parties other than this station, namely the promoters